The fading echo of the Maghrib adhan clung to the air like a door left half open. Ayesha sat by her window, her legs pulled tightly to her chest, forehead resting against the cold glass. The sky outside had turned a murky violet, clouds drifting across it like slow-moving thoughts. A few early stars blinked through the dusk, faint and far. The house was still. Not peaceful, hollow. The kind of quiet where every sound from memory gets louder. Her father's voice reading Qur'an, her mother humming in the kitchen, the soft clatter of teacups. All of it felt like it was just out of reach. Her phone buzzed on the side table. Ali. I know you're hurting, Ayesha. But don't shut me out. She didn't read the message. She hadn't read the last 5 either. He didn't know. He couldn't. No one really could. It had been 2 years since Allah took her parents. She was 25 now, but her mind was stuck in one moment, the last time she saw them. She could still hear the door slam. Still feel the heat of her anger. The words she threw at them. The way she looked away instead of saying goodbye. They never came back. Every night, she sat down to pray. She raised her hands, tried to speak, but the words caught in her throat. Her arms would fall back to her lap. Silence pressed in on her chest like a weight. She kept dreaming about them. Her father helping her with her shoelaces. Her mother brushing her hair, smiling. She'd wake up with her face wet, her throat tight, and her heart caving in. She wasn't moving through grief, she was sinking into it. So she turned to something else. Something certain. Something logical. Something that promised answers. Science. At first, it was videos. Lectures on time dilation. Interviews with theoretical physicists. Then textbooks. Notes. Scribbles in the margins. Equations on her walls. She started connecting theories. Ideas turned into timelines. Formulas became her obsession. Her grandparents noticed the changes. The untouched food. The closed door. The dark under her eyes. They knocked, left gentle reminders, offered tea, Qur'an hugs. She stopped answering altogether. Ali was overseas, finishing his degree. He asked how she was. They told him she was focused on studies. He believed it. Until the day her grandmother called him crying. He came home the next day. When he walked into her room, his steps slowed. Books were everywhere, open, folded, stacked, torn. Charts were taped to the furniture. Her handwriting filled every corner of the wall. Diagrams, equations, strange loops of numbers and symbols. Ayesha stood near the window, writing directly on the paint. Her hand moved fast. She whispered as she worked, as if she were afraid the thoughts would vanish before she could catch them. Ayesha, Ali said quietly. She didn't turn. He stepped closer. The floor creaked. She paused but didn't look back. He reached out, his hand barely grazing her shoulder. She flinched and turned slowly. Her eyes didn't focus at first. Then they landed on him. Her face was pale. Her lips were dry. Her hair looked like it hadn't been combed in days. She blinked at him like she couldn't quite place him. Ayesha, he said, voice low. What's going on? She licked her lips. I'm close, she said. Her voice was rough. There's one variable left. If I solve it, I can go back. Just far enough. Just to see them. I can fix it. Ali's stomach twisted. You think you can go back in time? It's possible, she said quickly. There's enough theory. The math works. If I just keep going. Ayesha, he said, stepping closer, no equation can undo what Allah has written. Her expression tightened. You don't understand. I screamed at them, Ali. I said things I can't take back. And then they died. I didn't say sorry. I didn't hug them. They died thinking I was angry. Her hands dropped. Her voice cracked. I just want to say sorry. Just once. That's all. Ali didn't try to answer right away. He just pulled her into him, arms gentle, not forcing. She sank into him without a word, her forehead pressed against his chest. Her body shook with quiet sobs. He let her cry. When her breathing slowed, he spoke softly. Perhaps you hate a thing and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing and it is bad for you. And Allah knows while you know not. Quran 2:216. She didn't respond. But she stayed in his arms. For now, that was enough. A few days later, she started tearing the pages off her wall. She didn't do it calmly. Her hands were frantic. Some of the paper ripped unevenly. Her palms bled from scraping off tape. She collapsed in the middle of the room, arms wrapped around her knees. Her grandmother came in and sat beside her. Didn't say a word. Just put an arm around her shoulders and stayed. Ali didn't try to fix her. He helped make appointments. Picked up prescriptions. Sat beside her in the psychiatrist's office, tapping his thumb gently against the side of his leg, waiting with her. She had bad days. Days where she didn't speak. Days where she broke down mid-prayer, forehead pressed into the rug for long, shaking minutes. But something inside her had shifted. She stood for every prayer, even if all she did was stand. Ali started reciting Qur'an in the evenings. Just a few verses. His voice filled the silence she couldn't. One night, he walked past her room and saw her sitting in the dark, hands raised, face wet with tears. He didn't go in. Just stood there for a moment and smiled, then kept walking. Eventually, she started giving again. Quietly. A water pump in her parents' name. Her physics books donated to students who couldn't afford them. Saturday mornings spent volunteering at an orphanage. She still cried sometimes. The ache never really left. But it stopped swallowing her whole. Years passed. Ayesha became a professor of physics at a girls' university. One day, after class, a student stopped her as she packed up. "Ma'am," the girl asked, "do you think time travel is real?" Ayesha paused. She smiled, not wide, just enough. "I'm not sure. Maybe. But I think what matters more is what we do with the time we have. That's what actually changes things." As she stepped outside, Ali was waiting with their daughter, Zora, who waved the moment she saw her. "Congratulations!" Zora shouted. "We need a treat."
Baba promised.
Ayesha looked at Ali. He raised his hands in surrender. "She gave me no choice. Besides, you don't celebrate enough." Zora tugged at her mother's hand. "Ibrahim Bai is already at the restaurant." As they started walking, Ayesha leaned closer to Ali. "Thank you," she said. "For everything." He reached over and brushed his knuckles against her fingers. And for the first time in years, she wasn't trying to outrun the past. She was finally living in the present.